Hey YouTube, this is Dana from NexGen, and I wanted to share something with you that I've been experiencing for the past 17 years. I was going to wait until Therapy Thursday, but I think tonight would be appropriate. Once or twice a year at night, I have a sudden intense fear or anxiety. I feel out of control. It usually lasts from about 5 to 10 minutes. I did some research and found out that I was having a panic attack. My panic attacks were scary, and I found out that more women than men get panic attacks. I didn't know what caused these attacks, and experts aren't sure what causes panic attacks. But the body has a natural response when you get stressed or in danger. It speeds up your heart, makes you breathe faster, and gives you a burst of energy. This is called the fight or flight response. It gets you ready to either cope with or run away from danger. A panic attack occurs when this response happens when there's no danger. Some people are more sensitive to anxiety and panic than others. Panic attacks may be more likely if you have a family history. Sometimes they happen with no clear cause. I don't have a family history. So I did some research, and here are some of the steps that I took to reduce the number and severities of the panic attacks that I had. I started deep breathing. And while hyperventilating is a symptom of panic attacks that can increase fear, deep breathing can reduce symptoms of the panic during an attack. If I'm able to control my breathing, I'm less likely to experience the hyperventilating that can make other symptoms and the panic attack itself worse. I focus on taking deep breaths in and out through my mouth. I feel the air filling through my chest and in my belly, and then slowly breathing them out again. I breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a second, and then breathe out for another count of 4. The next thing I do is I recognize that I'm actually having a panic attack. And by recognizing that I'm having a panic attack instead of a heart attack, I can remind myself that this is temporary. It will pass and that I'm okay. This takes away the fear that I'm having that I may be dying or an impending doom is looming, both symptoms of the panic attacks. This allows me to focus on other techniques to help reduce my symptoms. Then I close my eyes. Some panic attacks come from triggers that overwhelm me. I used to be in a fast-paced environment with a lot of stimuli, and this fed my panic attacks. So to reduce the stimuli, I close my eyes during the panic attack, and this can block out any extra stimuli and make it easier to focus on my breathing. Another technique is practicing mindfulness. And mindfulness can help ground me in the reality of what's around me. Since panic attacks can cause a feeling of detachment or separation from reality, this can combat my panic attack as it's approaching or actually happening. I focus on the physical sensations I'm familiar with, like digging my feet into the floor or feeling the texture of the clothes in my hands. These specific sensations ground me firmly in reality and gives me something to focus on. Another technique is to find a focus object. And I find it helpful to find a single object to focus on all my attention during the panic attack. I pick one object in clear sight and I consciously notice everything about it. I have a clock that's above me, and I take a look at how it's slightly lopsided and then when it ticks. I describe to myself the patterns, the colors, the shapes, and the size of the objects. I focus all my energy on the object, and hopefully my panic attack will subside. I use muscle relaxing techniques. such as the deep breathing. Then the muscle relaxation techniques helps me stop the panic attack by helping me control my body's response as much as possible. I consciously relax one muscle at a time, starting from my fingers to my hands and all the way through my body. The muscle relaxation techniques is most effective when I practice them beforehand. Another technique, and this is based on the pictures that you see here, is I focus on a happy place. I like beaches, the gentle rolling waves. I like cabins in the mountains. And I picture myself there, and I focus on every detail as much as possible. I imagine digging my toes in the warm sand or smelling the sharp scent of pine trees. I look for places that are quiet and relaxing. I don't think about Washington, D.C. or the busyness of New York City, even though I do enjoy them. Now, sometimes I might engage in light exercise, and this is because the endorphins keep the blood pumping in the right way, and it helps with the circulation, and it also can help improve my mood. And my exercise can be as simple as walking around in my room, but I still have to make sure I keep breathing. Another thing I do, and sometimes I take this when I go traveling, is I keep lavender in hand. Lavender is known for being soothing and stress relieving. It can help my body relax. I traveled with some lavender essential oil on hand, and I put some on my forearms when I feel like I'm going to experience a panic attack. And then I breathe in the scent. I also try drinking lavender or calamine tea. Both are relaxing and soothing. Now, I don't take the prescription drug benzo, that's the nickname. The combination of lavender and benzo can cause intense drowsiness. Then I repeat mantras internally. This can be relaxing and reassuring and gives me something to grasp onto during a panic attack. I say to myself, this too shall pass, or I pray. And this will start the panic attack to subside. And as a bonus, I don't watch TV. I've changed my eating habits, and I've reduced my caffeine intake. I wrote about this in the Boomer blogs, which will be in the description below. At the end of the day, get help if you need it. It's about you and your self-care. Please share and subscribe. Thank you.